So this is Titty opening their Christmas present from our lovely neighbors, Dave and Flo. And they got the cat bells. I'm just going to put the camera down here, maybe you can see her. There you go, honey. Is that what you wanted? They wanted to have bells on the cats because the cats actually take out a lot of birds in our yard. And so they lose their bells every so often. So we're going to take the package out to Titan and the package out to Lucy for their Christmas treat. And we'll see how we do getting some of these bells on their collars. And so there's enough for 2 bells for each kitty. Although Titty doesn't really need one on her collar because she's staying inside now. She's had a surgery on her foot and a claw pulled, and for my house she stays inside now because I can't have an indoor or in-out cat rolling in things outside and then climbing on my bed or in my face, that kind of thing. So she has to stay inside all the time. Lucy at this point still wants to be outside, so she comes in, but she immediately goes right back out. So until she settles down a little bit, once they get a little bit older, then they decide they might like to be inside all the time. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, is that what you wanted? She was a little ticked with me this morning because she really wanted the lights on the tree. And there's our Christmas tree. We didn't get a very big one this year. We only got a 7.5 footer. Our poor little angel is just about touching the ceiling there with her halo. And for a lot of decorating, I pretty much had to be on a step ladder. I think there's only about 8 strands of lights, 8 or 9, maybe 10, 12, I don't know, lights on our tree. And not all the decorations are on yet, even though it's Boxing Day, because I was a little bit slow on everything. Things take me quite a while now. But we do have our decorations on the window, and this was another gift from our lovely neighbors Dave and Flo across the street. And it was quite funny, actually, because we were talking earlier, and I have 2 great big Christmas stockings outside hanging on the front of the house, and they're felt. And I said to them one day, I said, I need a big candy cane or something to stick in them to come out, and I haven't figured out quite how to design one. I've got pool noodles that I'll probably use, but anyway, I haven't got them decorated or colored. That's a project for another year, I guess. And anyway, I'll have to make some, but I thought, well, we were talking about the candy cane, and then that was what they had given me for a Christmas gift, and they hadn't even remembered the conversation, so it's kind of cute. But I ended up putting it on the inside of the window because I just hadn't got that far. But, well, what did you do? You left them over there. Oh, there's your bell. Yeah, so Titty was feeling a little bit out of sorts this morning because I didn't let her have the lights off the Christmas tree to chew on. So I am very conscientious, and she goes in the bathroom with the door locked when I go outside so that she can't hurt herself by chewing on anything. Yeah, but she's got all her toys in here, so it's not, well, some of her toys in here, so it's not a big deal. She's well taken care of. And even our bathroom is kitty cat heaven because we'll take a walk. This is part of our Christmas decorations too. This is my little ceramic area. I don't even see our little border collie with his little Christmas stocking. That's for one of our best friends, and one of the lapel pins that she sent me, and another lovely pin that she sent me with the rose. Anyway, and our little guy with his sweater, the little bunny guys. And up here we have some of our little lambs and my handmade nativity scene. That was hand done, that's got to be probably about 35 years ago. Anyway, and some of our little angels. And up there we've got one of our angels and our sheep. And down here we have our snowman. This is our snowman and our little train. If you just bear with me, and I'll turn the train on. And I got that for Logan when he was, 2 or 3. He loved trains. And when he was in the hospital, when he was little with cancer, we did a lot with the trains. They kept him occupied. We used to have one of those big wooden steps. And when we went to the hospital, basically we needed a trolley to haul all his stuff with him. But that kept him happy and comfortable, so that, week-long stays in the hospital were not such a big deal. And over here we have, this is our nativity. Here, Tip. This is the nativity, and this is new this year. I just got that last year. I found it, and I don't think I even had it up last year. This one over here is called the Flight to Somewhere. Anyway, it was after the what do they call it? So it's not on here. Anyway, after the birth of Jesus, when they were kind of hurrying away on the donkey. Anyway, and so there's our nativity with all our things. And my sister Elizabeth, remember, had to buy that little bale of hay when we were in the States, and there it is. We're using it with the new nativity. So that was really funny. I found that at the secondhand store. I mean, how often do you find a bale of hay at the second-hand store? But anyway, and our camel is from Australia. When Mom and I were on our trip down there, that was where the camel came from. And a lot of my pieces have just been gathered over time from different places. This is my Christmas house decoration. And I have all the lit up houses. They all light up and have their little twinkly lights in it. And then I have lights behind that look like little street lights in the colored lights behind. And Christmas street lights, because they're all fancy colors. So that's part of that. Unfortunately, I broke one of them this year. I was quite upset, but not one of the ones with actual lights in it, but it's one of my pet collections. I don't have that many, but I quite enjoy them. And we have our stockings by the fire, and the fireplace actually works. I have a picture of BJ last night sleeping in her bed in front of the roaring fire. And we have our lamb. This is an antique lamb from my sister Elizabeth. And at Christmas, he dresses up as a mouse, and unfortunately I need a new base on him, so I need somebody who does woodworking to help me out. I'd love to have him on one of those little rocking horse bases, because he doesn't stand up well on his own. If you breathe near him, he falls over. But he has his mouse costume on for Christmas and Halloween. He has a little devil costume, and Easter he has a bunny costume. But anyway, so we have, our Christmas stuff, and this is our stockings hung by the fire, and that Magic was one of my old kitties, and she's handed her stocking down to Calico, to Titty, and then the other dogs and cats have their stocking there. And so anyway, over here, we have our stuff that's still not on the decoration. We even have our Cabbage Patch Kids set out ready for Christmas too. That was one of the things that I found when I was at Mom's after cleaning up her estate. These are the boys' Cabbage Patch Kids from when they were little. They're about 30-some years old, and yeah, we found them in amongst everything else. This is Brother John here, and this is Peggy Lou, and she went with Logan to the hospital a lot, and Brother John helped Lucas, get through quite a bit of stuff. And then over here we have our reindeer and our sleigh. The reindeer was a gift from a good friend, Roseanne, and pulling our little sleigh there, and he's all lit up, and some of the icicles that are supposed to go on the tree that haven't got there yet. But and this actually was an antique book that we found in Mom's stuff that was from the candy store, which was quite exciting. And this is just a picture that Mom found for me. Actually, that was from before she died. She found that and found a frame for it, and it just looks beautiful, antique frame. And it's actually from a calendar. It's a picture from an old calendar. But just lovely anyway, and our Christmas angel there. And so we have our window decorations going and all that kind of stuff. That's the background, and our hedges all lit up. But we were going to the bathroom to see that Titty actually does have lots of toys. House is very much pet friendly, not so much people friendly, right? Yeah. See, yeah, this is my place. I've got my bed, and I've got my scratching board, and I've got my other ring thing, and my scratching post. We need a new scratching post, but anyway, we'll deal with that. But that's our next thing for this year. We need to find a new scratching post for the cat. And then in the kitchen we also have our Christmas tree and our cards up. Well, some of our cards, because some of them I have set out that I need to answer. And I apologize this year. I did not get out a Christmas letters the first year in probably looking at 30 or so that I haven't written a Christmas letter, and probably upset some people, but that's just the way it is. This year I wasn't up to coping with that, and so that's where we are. And that's basically the bulk of our Christmas decorations. We do have, a little bit at the door here, but I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Boxing Day and Happy New Year to you all. And I hope you have a really good 2019. I can't believe we're that far along. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, Merry Christmas to you all, and thank you for being my family and friends, and for all of those of you who don't really know us that well. Thank you for your support in this year. Like all our puppy people, I really appreciate all the photos and all that from you over the years, and we do like to hear from you, or I should say I like to hear from you, because the big change this year is that I am now alone, and we will forge ahead and manage things as they are. And we wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Titty, say bye. Anyway, well, she's got even more beds back there. Anyway, she will say bye. Tit, you gonna say bye to everybody? Tit, tit, say bye. Yep. Merry Christmas.